Can we just return to some gratuitous sex and violence? And Crazy Kajivi's James Bond top 25 list? I'm sick of all this what's her name? Billie Hellish. Bond? Billie Hellish. Or I should say Hellish. Billie Hellish. Oh, he made her funny. I'm sick of all this Billie Hellish crap. It's making me lose my head. Well, this worked in rehearsal. Hey, how did I just speak? I don't know my head. Hey guys, I am back. Crazy Kajivi here and Mr. Ruggles, but I don't think he's hanging around too long. This is a quick look at the bad boy. Alright guys, so Crazy Kajivi here, back with the James Bond show. And I might just get him to settle down. Guys, I am back with no fears, limits or substitutes with my top 25 James Bond favourite film list. I'm just going to put him down. There we go. And I'm up to part 4. So, of course, the next session of this, I will be revealing my final films. But let's get straight into this. Now, I'm up to film number 10. So, film number 10. And remember, guys, this is more a favourites list. So, it's a best and it's a favourite. But there are films that are probably considered better films that are lower in my rankings, but I still think they're incredible films. But this is more about sitting down, rewatch value, and just being absolutely entertained. So with this is my list. Number 10, The Spy Who Loved Me. Roger Moore's third James Bond film, 1977. It is a classic. We can't deny that. It's a great Bond film, big action-packed film. It slows a bit down for me in the La Paris, big action scenes in the La Paris. I thought Barbara Bach was arguably the worst actress. Is she really even an actress? Come on. To ever play a Bond girl. I mean, come on. She made Denise Richards in The World Is Not Enough look like Judi Dench. I mean, at least she can actually act. She can act. Denise Richards can act. She just had a terrible script and I think pretty bad direction in The World Is Not Enough. The Spy Who Loved Me, incredible PTS. The action scene where Bond skis off the edge of the cliff. And by the way, Mr. Ruggles now has Daniel Craig's head in his mouth. No, don't eat it. No, we don't snore on our Daniel Craig head, okay? No. Okay, Mr. Ruggles. Can I please get frickin' Mr. Ruggles some lasers? Alright, so anyway, back. Anything happens here on the James Bond show, you be good. Okay, so where was I up to? Barbara Bach. She looks like a bit of an insect. She's got kind of crazy insect eyes, and I just find her quite wooden. I think Roger Moore's fantastic in it. I actually really love Carl Stromberg, played by Kurt Jurgens. I think he's great. Jaws, of course, played by Richard Kiel, so iconic, but he turns into Wile E. Coyote. He starts off so scary with the big chompers, but he just gets too cartoonish. Great score by Marvin Hamlish, Bond 77. Wowza, so good. Okay, guys, so The Spy Who Loved Me, my number 10. Number 9 is probably one of the best James Bond films. It's certainly Daniel Craig's best James Bond film. It's Casino Royale. But I have it at number 9 because there's just other films that I can sit down and enjoy more to watch, more times. There's more times I can just watch other films. Casino Royale, again, kind of lacks action. Crazy Pet lacks a bit of action towards the midsection. However, the card games are phenomenally done. They're beautifully directed. And I tell you what, the continuity person on that film certainly would have had their work cut out for them. Daniel Craig's performance is fantastic. When he was cast as Bond, I'm like, no! And I remember texting everyone going, Daniel Craig is not James Bond. And then I saw the trailer. About half a year or a year later, whenever it was. Whoa. And I was like, I remember grabbing my phone, texting everyone, all the same people I texted, oh, he's not Bond. And I texted them all and I said, just saw the trailer of Casino Royale. Daniel Craig's the best Bond ever. He was just amazing in that trailer, and he's great in the film, but yeah, pity what happened after that. Vesper Lind, played by Eva Green, great. One of my all-time favourite James Bond girls. She was fantastic in the film. David Arnold's score was great. Mr. White was set up as this Really interesting character. And of course, once again, we know what happened with that. Okay, so guys, Casino Royale number 9. Now, number 8, The Living Daylights, which song is playing in the background here. Timothy Dalton owned every scene he was in. He owned this role. He truly is Ian Fleming's finest incarnation as James Bond up on the big cinema screen. Wow, amazing. The film came out when I think I was about, what was I? I was 12. So I just missed out on it at the cinema. So License to Kill was my first Bond film at the cinema, but I really wish I had got to see The Living Daylights at the movies. Great score. Last score by John Barry. Cara Malovi, little bit, just a bit weak for me. I did see that there was chemistry between them, and I just never really knocked off my feet by her. Hey, I'm into brunettes, not blondes. Sorry, ladies, I haven't heartbroken too many there. But, yeah, no, look, I love the film. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, one day I'll edit crap like that out, but hey, it wouldn't be the James Bond show if I did. I don't think the villains are as weak as what people say. I like Brad Whitaker. I think they should have had a couple of scenes with him, like maybe a torture scene where he tortures someone, potentially that hasn't paid up on their funds. If they added that, a torture scene where he goes into his basement in the house where he's got all his little toy soldiers, and he goes in and you see him absolutely torturing and killing someone who hasn't paid up money or double-crossed him on an arms deal, I think, excuse me, I think we would have had just a stronger villain, a better villain. However, I still do like him as a James Bond villain. And you've got to have a mix and match, you know. And there was a whole bunch of villains too. You've got Necros, you've got Georgi Koskov as well. So, bunch of villains there. Overall though, the film, the model miniature work is absolutely amazing. Just incredible model miniature work. John Barry's last score is really fantastic as well. But, so that's The Living Daylights for me, guys. It's at number 8. Okay, so number 7. This is a film I can watch over and over again. And the list now, this is films that I can just put on, and I never get bored with them because they're either so fantastical or they're just so engaging in their own way. They're not perfect. You wouldn't define them as the best James Bond, Ian Fleming films, like maybe a Casino Royale or a From Russia with Love, but they're just, excuse the French, bloody entertaining. So with that, number 7 is You Only Live Twice, Sean Connery's 5th James Bond film. Now, obviously Connery checked out by this time. He wasn't interested. He was so pissed with Cubby and Saltzman, and on the side during interviews he was bagging the crap out of them. But we've got Ken Adams' Volcano there, enough said, which cost $1 million, the entire budget of the first Bond film, Dr. No. And to me, I would say it's the finest film set ever made. It is just, wow. Once that comes on and you're in big kind of widescreen and you're looking at that set, and then you see the rockets coming down into it, I mean, that's real. They did that off a crane. So it's crazy. That film set is crazy. And the film was snubbed. Did not even get an Academy Award nomination, though. The sets, including Tanaka's base, where Bond, his underground base section there, where Bond goes down into the train thing and down the chute into the chair. I mean, all that was snubbed by the Academy. So that was crazy. I love the Japanese locations, and I love the Japanese girls. Very, very nice. Kissy Suzuki, her name's never actually mentioned in the film, but she's absolutely gorgeous, played by Mie Hammer. Wow. John Barry's score, incredible, goes beautifully with the visuals. So I love You Only Live Twice. It's so much fun. The PTS is one of my least favourites. What was the line? Oh, darling, I give your very best duck. Love it. So You Only Live Twice is number 7. Now, number 6. This is the last one for tonight, and then I'm going to bring you my top 5, hopefully tomorrow. Number 6 is... Now, this has gone down the list a bit, but honestly, it's so hard from this stage, but this is one of my all-time favourite James Bond films. I saw it 6 times at the cinema. I saw the Melbourne premiere of it, and number 6 is GoldenEye. I love GoldenEye. It's one of the films that if I'm showing a James Bond film to someone for the first ever time, they haven't seen one, I put GoldenEye on. That is one of the ones I show. It is great. It is fantastic. Now, even though I love Timothy Dalton so much in his films, can you compare them? No, they're different films. This is more traditional cubby style, big crazy Bond, where a film like, say, Living Daylights or License to Kill, you know, they're more true to Fleming. But for big crazy Bond fun on screen, GoldenEye is great. Now, Pierce Brosnan, I've never bought him as Ian Fleming's James Bond. I understand why a lot of people like him. He's charming and fun, but to me, he's just, you know, he's great in this. I think this is his best performance. And because the script is great, the direction is great, the action is amazing, the bungee jump at the start is incredible, the model miniature work is incredible, I love it. I think Xenia Onatopp, though she's not my favourite Bond henchwoman, I think she's a lot of fun, she's great, but the actor I absolutely love in this film that steals every scene for me is Gottfried John, who plays General Arkady Odomov. He is the bee's knees. He's one of my all-time favourites. I've got his autograph just over there as well in my GoldenEye cabinet, and I think he's great. Sean Bean is Alec Trevelyan. Okay, this is probably going to get some criticism here. Great villain, great concept, great idea, but most of his lines are delivered by him trying to be like Bond, like trying to be a bit too putting on the accent. I mean, Sean Bean had a really rough, roguish kind of Irish accent, so yeah. Anyway, so GoldenEye, I love it. I love the model miniature work, especially by Derek Meddings. Wow, wow, wow. The action all through the film is great, especially the satellite dish work underwater, coming up underwater. And Eric Serra's score, it gets so much crap, but it's so suiting to the end of the Cold War era. The tank chase, they got in another composer and to beef that up. But overall, I love it. And I now love Experience of Lovin' by Eric Serra that plays at the end credits. So GoldenEye is an incredible Bond film. So that is my top 5 list for tonight. And tomorrow, of course, so what I meant by that is from 11 till 6. But the top 5 is coming next session. And I'm pretty sure it's going to come tomorrow night, guys. So stay tuned for that one. And guys, please let me know in the comments below your list of 11 to 6 favorite James Bond films. And remember, do it more as your favorite that you really just love to sit and watch, not that you have to like, you know, just to be accepted as a Bond snob. Okay, guys, so till next time, keep on bonding and say hi to your mum for me.
Did someone say Denise Richards? Ho, 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 ho. Woo! Caviar.